a brutal taking advantage of her power. Now that we're here today, we can try to get a better future. I am not the first one, and I will not be the last to have this happen to me. So many people, since I have told my story, have come out and said that similar things have happened to them, except they didn't have video surveillance footage. They did not have the trust that the public, the media, my lawyer, and every one of you people here today have for me. Justice for me will not be justice unless there is justice for all. It doesn't matter what their race is, what their socioeconomic status is, if they're homeless, if they're a drug addict. This should not happen to anyone, period. So I'm here today, not only speaking on behalf of myself, but from all the people who have been brutalized, victimized, and even killed because of the police. I am here today speaking on behalf of Regis, of Chantel, of DeAndre, of Mr. Chowdhury, of all the people who have had their lives taken away by those who are sworn to protect us. The names listed are just a few of the people who have been killed since April of this year as a result of wellness checks. It's not a coincidence that every single one of these people are people of color. I cannot speak on behalf of the officers that committed these crimes against humanity, but I can say for certain that there is systemic racism within the police force that needs to be addressed. Yes. They cannot keep giving us empty apologies. An apology without reform is just manipulation. Yes. We need change. There needs to be education on cultural sensitivity around mental health. Even though we are in 2020, there is still mental health stigma, and we can see by the brutalized people. How am I, as a nursing student, able to de-escalate and provide care to so many patients? How are all of the healthcare professionals out there able to care for people who are verbally and physically aggressive, who are combative, without brutalizing them, without our feet on their head and kicking them when they're already down? It's clear to see that the police are not equipped with the right skill and knowledge to respond to these calls. We ask for change. No, we demand change. They need to either look into how wellness checks are performed, see if the budget could be placed elsewhere to a profession that will handle these calls better, and allocate these resources so that this doesn't happen again. As a registered nurse, we study for 4 years on how to treat people, on how to talk to people, and how to de-escalate. Compare that with the 6 months of training to become a police officer with barely any medical knowledge. How is that fair? How are they the first on scene when there is a crisis? They cannot be allowed to hide behind a gun and a badge. They cannot act as judge, jury, and executioner.